Welcome back to Beast Machines Monday. I'm your host, Predacon Paul.
I am your host, Decepticon Doug, and today we are talking about the Beast Machines Christmas Special Megatron's Holiday Surprise.
With David K.
And
Gary Chalk.
And special guest star, Brian Adams.
Yeah. This episode starts in the Maximal base. Optimus Primal is there putting up the Christmas tree. He's got Rat Trap helping him with the lights because we know he's the electrician, the techie guy.
And of course, Black Arachnia is dangling from the ceiling, getting ready to put on the star.
And the mistletoe.
Whoa, that one's for her when she finds Silverbolt later. Maybe she'll settle for a Jetstorm Silverbolt.
Settle for Jetstorm. That's a bit of an improvement because he's also Vegeta.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah.
So Rat Trap and Cheetor are busy putting the nice presents and everything under the tree. Little do they realize Jetstorm is up in the rafters, watching, waiting. And once all the Maximals go to bed, guess who comes down the chimney?
Jetstorm, Thrust, and Tankor. Because one thing we know about Megatron is that he just cannot stand all the noise that he hears from the Maximals every time they go around the city.
It's really annoying, the caroling, all the gifts that they give to each other, all the lights and the stuff that they put up on their houses. It's awful.
I'm gonna wreck Christmas once and for all. And Jetstorm, Thrust, Tankor, you're the ones who are gonna do it for me.
You're gonna steal their presents. You're gonna steal their lights. You're gonna steal the tree.
But little do they know that actually Tankor is Rhinox. And he was visited by 3 holiday spirits the night before. And they changed his metallic heart into a big old rhinoceros heart. And he says...
Did they use the tassels?
they probably used the tassels. Okay. I think so. How long are we going to go on for this for?
I think we're done.
Okay, cool.
So clearly there's no episodes. There's no Christmas specials.
No, there's no Christmas on Cybertron.
No.
Band-Aid, 40 years ago, made a song where they're like, do they know it's Christmas time at all? And they were talking about Cybertron. They don't know because because Jesus didn't die for their sins.
And Santa is not capable of interstellar travel. You see, the sleigh is very good at getting across the world in the blink of an eye, but not through space.
I mean, let's get real. Like, the fact that Santa delivers all those presents in one night, already a Christmas miracle, but you expect him to go all the way to Cybertron and deliver presents for all the good Cybertronian boys and girls?
What would a Cybertronian Santa Claus look like? Would he transform into a sleigh?
Absolutely he would, yeah. And each reindeer is one of his limbs.
So he'll be like a big Devastator?
Yeah, exactly.
Or a Dino?
And then he's got like antlers sticking out the side and off his knees.
I like it. And his nose glows.
And his nose glows, exactly. So, yeah. LOL, JKs, guys. There's no holiday special for Beast Machines, but
you fooled.
Thank you for listening, and
those of you who are still with us, thank you.
And we hope that you guys have a great holiday season. I miss the days where you could reliably get a Christmas special, like every season from your favorite show. One of the issues with the streaming era of television is I feel like everything gets dropped on your lap. And you get this long, like, serialized story, and it's good. Some of it's great. I just feel like the art of the Christmas special is something that's a little bit lost.
Don't you wish we had a time machine?
Oh, yeah, and just, like, go back to the 90's?
Yeah, like, once we're done, we can come back to the future, right?
Wait, but you did get that new car.
That's right, I did.
Yeah, and it flies.
That's true, it does.
I don't see any reason why we can't just take that and slingshot it around the sun. And then we can just go back to the 90's.
Good idea.
And just watch some of our favorite shows.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All
right. Concept conceived. Woo! It's morphin' time!
Ugh. I'm too old for this. Sorry.
Cool. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Riding a bike to his foreign car. losing his mind in his VCR. Reluctant to find he's stuck in the 90's again. Reluctant to find he's stuck in the 90's again. And he's lost. Don't you know what it's like to be lost and older? Tears on his shoulder. Real men are
We're back.
That journey is surprisingly exhausting.
I know.
But man, what a dose of nostalgia.
Yeah.
So we started with Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. The very first Christmas special The Simpsons aired. In fact, it is the first episode of The Simpsons.
Ever.
I didn't actually know that, but now I do.
But I've seen older episodes, like older drawings of The Simpsons.
The Simpsons was also on a variety show that I'm struggling to remember the name of, but it used to be a segmented cartoon on a show that existed before it became its own thing.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. I will actually name drop that show.
Ooh, he's always name dropping. Love like
The
Steve
Tracy
Rogers.
Ullman Show.
Oh.
That was the name of it.
The Tracy Ullman Show. Never heard of it.
The Simpsons did exist before it was The Simpsons.
I think it was the Tracy Ullman Show, right?
On the Tracy Ullman Show.
Yes.
Yes. He knows that. Yeah, December 1989. So technically not the 90s. Obviously, we saw it many a time on TV during the 90s.
That.
I mean, the basic concept is that Homer Simpson wants to provide for his family.
And he loves the holidays.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because Bart decides to get a tattoo, because he's 21, obviously.
Get in the chair.
Marge gets the tattoo removed and basically has to spend their whole Christmas savings. And then Homer, at his job, gets an announcement that there will be no Christmas bonus this year because of money reasons. Because Mr. Byrne wants to put more of that in his pocket, probably. Basically, they have no money for Christmas. And so he's trying to work as a mall Santa to try and make a little extra cash.
He's got his decorations, and they're not nearly as nice as the Flanders is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's comparing his life to everyone else's who's maybe more monetarily successful or whatever the case is. And he's feeling really beat up because he's not providing the ideal Christmas for his family that he wants to. I love that about this episode. It's got so much heart. In the later seasons, is very bumbling and kind of selfish and kind of an idiot. And they really lean into him being dumb. But in this, he's clearly not the brightest tool in the box. His heart is in it, and he wants his family to have a good Christmas.
That's something I noticed as well. This, I feel, has a lot of charm.
Mm-hmm.
Like just a nice, good, old-fashioned charm. It's funny because I wasn't really supposed to watch The Simpsons when I was really young because
I know, me either.
Because my parents, they didn't like the fact that Bart was such a brat and that Homer,
he says things like "Don't have a cow, man."
Yeah, and
he's almost so edgy.
Yeah.
He almost finger wags, but he's not quite that.
No, he doesn't finger wag.
No.
But he's close. Ultimately, Homer means well for his family, even though he's a little hot-tempered.
He almost punches the dog.
Why you little?
You're not the real Santa. Why you little? It's no, Homer. He's training him.
Even Bart, he is disrespectful, but in the reveal when he finds out that Homer is the mall Santa, he actually has his dad's back and is actually pretty cool about it. He's like okay, I won't tell anybody. He becomes part of the mission. There's a mutual respect. there. And so I really, to me, it was kind of like a nice, good old-fashioned, family story.
Yeah, 100%. I love when he's like, please don't kill me, Dad. I didn't know. Like,
It really reflects like kids, like realistically, like who we try to be in front of our friends versus who we are in front of our parents. You know, that kind of thing. It's like I'm gonna pull off his beard, and then it turns out to be his dad. He's like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
he won't even tell Marge that he came close while lying in bed with her, telling her about the fact that he didn't get the Christmas bonus, which, you know, would be like a real bummer. But it takes Bart pulling his beard off and him being revealed that he's not just working an extra 7 hours every day. He's actually at the mall working doubles at this new job. And in The Simpsons, they essentially, how do I word this without coming off crass to the profession? Because obviously being a mall Santa, you bring joy to kids and everything, but in The Simpsons, they're making it look like it's the lowest of the low.
Yeah, I think the idea is that it's a very humbling job.
Yeah, and so like Homer, he goes from working at this nuclear power plant to being, like, no offense intended, but reduced in capacity to try to provide the Christmas that he wants the kids to have and his family to have. When it's revealed finally to Bart, and the fact that he doesn't, why you little, which would have been in character for him, as we know, this would have been the first episode, but as we know, Homer, what would have been in character for him would have been to like just choke the life out of Bart for a little bit, but instead he just appeals to him. He's like, please don't tell anyone I'm doing this because I want to give you the Christmas that I think you deserve. And there's an astonishing amount of heart layered in to the funny little bits that happen in this, just a wonderful time. And it, like, they don't make them like that anymore, I don't think.
No, and
I don't watch TV anymore, so I watch reruns of like old shows. I'm kind of stuck in my ways now.
As revealed by us reviewing 90's shows right now. Yeah. It's interesting seeing a show that is such a huge piece of pop culture in this infancy stage when it's finding itself. A lot of the characters don't really, like, their voices aren't down properly. The animation's really sketchy compared to what it would be.
They all sound kind of the same.
Yeah, you can tell, like, there's a certain few actors that they use. I don't think they even managed to, I don't think everyone was even cast yet.
There's so much of the humor that resonates with me more. I understand Homer more now that I'm older. I'm probably Homer's age now, because I'm, going to be 40 soon. And Homer's got 2 young kids. One's in grade 2, the other one's in grade...
And plus a baby.
And a baby. And I always imagine Homer as being a guy who's like in his late 30s.
Early 40s.
Kind of thing. Him going and getting the Santa job and then making $13, and then he goes to the window and he's like, what the heck? And then she just lists off all these different... Well, there's a charge for this, there's a charge for the training, there's a charge for the Santa suit, there's a charge for this. And then she ends up with... You end up with gross and then net. But yeah, there's like little moments like that where there's like adult humor that I didn't get when I was a kid. And I don't know if like the show was geared towards kids or adults. It seems like it was a family show. You
have to come from sort of with the mindset of the late 80s, early 90s, where cartoons were for kids.
Yeah, and the family dynamic was very wholesome, and the kids are really smart, and I talked to a boy today, you know what I mean? And the Simpsons were dysfunctional. And I think that's what resonated with the American audience so well.
If not adults, at least an older audience, because it doesn't feel to me like the kind of shows that were made for kids at the time.
But I still watched it.
Oh yeah. I mean, tons of kids everywhere watched The Simpsons. Whether or not we were allowed to watch it, we all watched it. If not at home, if at our friends' houses. Yeah. And now, like, it's so funny because compared to the adult comedies of today, it's so timid. Ultimately, why it was successful was that, like in episodes like this, you see there was a heart behind the show.
Yeah.
Especially with the Christmas backdrop of this one. Especially this one, there's a lot of heart. And I feel like it also resonates with me as somebody who, works a lot with pets, rescue animals, or just the fact that I have cats at home. The idea that, bringing home a dog into the family is like the perfect, like, Christmas gift. Yeah, if my family brought home a cat for Christmas, that would be like amazing. Like, I wouldn't want anything else.
Why did you spend the entire Christmas fund to get a tattoo removed? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, did that have to happen like right then and there?
Just let him wear the tattoo.
Let Bart sit in the consequences of his actions.
There was a funny moment. So Bart's going to go get his tattoo, and then Decepticon Doug is like, how is he even going to get in? Like, he's not 21. And then, he's like, how old are you, kid? 21, sir. Get in the chair. And he's like, well, I guess that answered my question. Wish we had a camera. At that moment.
Yeah. I love moments like that when you think you're calling out a flaw in the story, but they're just clearly like making a joke out of it, and it's like, okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, you thought about this too. Okay, I appreciate that. Good writing. Honestly, viewing this again for the first time in a long time, I'd call this like an all-time Christmas classic.
100%.
Yeah, I would say that this one is out of Christmas specials. You gotta check out the Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. I think it's a terrific piece of nostalgic holiday media.
Even if you're not into The Simpsons, it's a good holiday special that I think everyone will enjoy, because you get to see Homer really struggle to make the perfect family Christmas, and he just keeps getting beat down. Not necessarily because he's failing his family in any way, it's just circumstances. Bart being Bart. His company just deciding no one's going to get a Christmas bonus now. And then him setting up the Christmas lights and them all just blowing up. You know they can't afford to replace all those bulbs. So there's only like 4 blinking lights. And what it really came down to is just him needing to be honest with himself and with his family.
And that essentially comparison is the thief of joy, because he felt so much pressure comparing himself to Flanders and all the other families and what they were able to provide for their kids. His family didn't need that. They wanted what Homer was ultimately able to provide.
Really, really good, wholesome, really good family fun.
So we are going to give Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire 5 out of 5 Santa's Little Helpers. Yeah, just a wonderful little piece of nostalgic entertainment. You should definitely check it out, but chances are you've already seen it, so I actually recommend watching it again.
And then tell us what you thought.
All right, off we go to our next show.
Woo!